Welcome to a busted play. An illegal use of hands to the face short.
Well, Jake, the regular season hasn't even started yet, and it seems like one team has already caught the injury bug. We'll have to see if they can hold off from, having it hit them worse throughout the year. But with that being said, the Baltimore Ravens have now lost J.K. Dobbins for the season. So how do we look at this, I guess, just in terms of losing him, and then also how does this affect them with all their other injuries that we've seen recently as well?
Yeah, I'd say it's a fairly big hit for the Ravens. Maybe not so last year when they still had Mark Ingram there, but I think the drop off from J.K. Dobbins to the next guy up, who's Justice Hill, is fairly large, especially for the Ravens, a team that's run first, run heavy. Uh, Losing a guy like him is hard.
Yeah. The I don't know. I have to say last season still by the end I really felt like Gus Edwards was kind of neck and neck with J.K. Dobbins still, and I guess they were kind of giving the nod to the rookie, like, okay, the rookie can at least do it at a decent level now, so it doesn't matter much. But with that being said, it also felt to me like I actually still would have started Gus Edwards at the end of the season because I liked how he ran the ball a little more. And I guess the idea is that if you give J.K. Dobbins more carries, even though he's younger, even though he's maybe a little less talented, he'll develop because he's brand new into the league and he'll become even better than Gus Edwards. I like that as a long-term idea, but obviously this year Gus Edwards is going to be the answer for the time being. Justice Hill's really interesting because he feels like a guy that's like a completely different style of running back compared to the other two.
hmm
Gus feels like the most downhill runner. J.K. is somewhere in between, and Hill really just feels like he's kind of not in terms of their team as a whole, but in terms of the running back room, he's the shiftiest guy they've got in the running back room.
Yeah.
At least of guys I know well in those top three. I would be really interested to see if they went out and got like a powerful vet to bring in there, just because of the style of run game they're going with. And if they really wanted somebody to be able to spell Gus Edwards, that really is kind of also his style, not the Justice Hill style, which is a little different than Gus Edwards. Uh, I'm just begging because I want Adrian Peterson to get another job. But boy, would that not be a treat to actually see Adrian Peterson on a team that could potentially like go to the Super Bowl. I don't think either of us think that it's ridiculous for us to think that this team could go to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, with that being said, what do you think about them potentially signing a new running back?
I think the guy that the Ravens should really go after is now the oldest 27-year-old in the NFL, in Todd Gurley. It was his birthday. I think today it was his birthday. So this would have been like a couple days ago. It's his birthday. So now he's the oldest 27-year-old in the NFL, no longer the oldest 26-year-old. I think Todd Gurley would be a good pickup for them. I know he has injury concerns, and that's huge. Uh, Another guy that's younger than 30, the Ravens could also look at, said he'll never play for the Chiefs ever, or play for Andy Reid. He'll never ever play for Andy Reid ever again. That's Le'Veon Bell. Going back to the AFC North, I mean, no team's going to pick him up. It's just a matter of how much money he wants. But Le'Veon Bell in that Ravens offense could be deadly.
It's so funny to think how the tables have turned in such recent years. In 2018, Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown were both top 10 players on the NFL top 100 player list of 2018, I think, or 2019, one of the two. Either way, that's so recently. I can't believe how much time has shifted our perspectives on them. But actually, yeah, I'd be interested to see both of those guys, mostly because you're not getting too far away from like a guy that really could run up the gut and not just have to necessarily bounce it outside or feel like more like a speed guy. So I'd like that. And with that being said, I just think that there are so many guys you could look to at the running back position now that are free agents that you could really go and get. But I definitely think that they probably should go out and get a guy because I don't feel like Justice Hill is the correct number two for that offense, mostly because I actually feel like the elusive runner slash more speedy guy in the Ravens offense in terms of the running game is the quarterback, which is very strange to
hmm
say, but I kind of want a little more power to the running back in this backfield.
Yeah, Yeah, and you're gonna get that with Todd Gurley. A little bit, and Le'Veon Bell not as much as Todd Gurley. Definitely getting it with Adrian Peterson if they bring him in. Uh, Frank Gore. You're
No.
definitely getting it with Frank Gore. Uh,
I'm not rooting. I am not gonna hop on the Frank Gore hype train. I mean, if Frank Gore still runs hard, and Adrian Peterson's ability to still run like a strong man at like 35, 36 years old is what makes me love him. But Gore can try to, but he's just too old at this point to actually still be able to do it, and that's the problem. But I mean, Adrian Peterson, he's also a guy that's, I mean, he's right. He's gonna be going down that Frank Gore hill soon, and I just want to see a little bit more of him if I can. I just get him a ring if you could.
yeah. Now, my last thing that I have to say is they do sign veteran running backs, but it's multiple running backs, and they just change it every week until they find a guy that they really like. So it's like, all right, we'll bring in Todd Gurley, cut him. We'll bring in LaShawn McCoy, cut him. And they're just bringing in all these vets to just see what works out the most. I mean, if there's any offense that can actually work in, it's the Ravens offense.
The funny thing is, I actually agree with you. I don't think that it would be too hard. Um, yeah, no, it's wild to say that, but yeah, I don't really think that actually the running back is a huge deal in how they actually perform in the run game. I feel like it's blocking and scheme most of it. So the running back really is just going to be like for the extra yards, see what they can do, when they get to that point in the field where they either need to make a cut or like run over a guy, and how much they can do at that point. Because I feel like most of this run game is just schemed up extremely well, and it's different from almost anybody else in the NFL. So that gives them a huge advantage too in terms of game planning. And no doubt, no matter what they do, the run game will still be successful this season for them.
Yeah, yeah. I just really want the Ravens to like finish the season with 19 players rushing on that offense over 100 yards.
That would be a beautiful stat line, and I'd love to see it. And once again, sorry, J.K. Dobbins. We'll hopefully
Yeah.
see you next year, and hopefully you recover quickly and look even better next year.
Hmm.
That it? You all set?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can cut this here.